Hello and welcome to the webinar at Berlin School of Business and Innovation. Apologies for the delay to start. We had some technical issues, but now we'll get going. Our topic today is career resiliency in the time of the pandemic. We will be taking a look at various things. For instance, we'll start off in this webinar, we'll give you a quick overview of the global economic status and how the pandemic has affected it. You'll also get to know how BSBI courses are designed to adapt to the fast-changing market scheme in this time of the pandemic. Now, during this webinar, we'll be doing a few polls where we ask you to actively participate. It's a fun activity, and it's great for us to get some feedback on your thoughts on those different areas. At the end of this webinar, there's a Q&A session where you can ask us any questions that you still have. Without further ado, I'm Jackson Netto, the Communications Manager at BSBI and the moderator today. I'm joined by BSBI Marketing Director, Sabastian Dyer. Sabastian, introduce yourself, please.
Hi, Jackson. Hi, everyone on the webinar. Nice to meet you all. As you can see on the screen, I'm the Marketing Director at BSBI. I've got over 8 years working within the marketing realm across a range of industries and organization types. I've done lots of exciting things throughout those 8 years that I would encourage you as students to look for those types of opportunities. So I've done a sales summer course working in Phoenix, Arizona. I've done an internship in Dublin as well when I first graduated from university, which gave me great experience working within the marketing remit. My degree is in accounting, so I've moved from accounting to marketing, because I'm passionate about data and numbers and things like that. And hopefully I'll talk to you today about career resiliency and demonstrate how you can career pivot and how maybe now is the best time to study as a student. Thank you.
Thank you, Seb. Our second panelist, Sandra, unfortunately couldn't make it due to some unforeseen circumstances. We apologize, but Sab is going to step in and we will have everything as planned, so nothing to worry about. We'll start off by talking about Germany and COVID-19. So Sab, could you give us a general overview of the current state of the global economy and also tell us a bit about the effects and aftermath of the pandemic?
Yeah, sure. So COVID has had a global impact across the world, and it's had a real strong impact, especially on the economy and the employment market. Fortunately, Germany, though, as a country, has fared quite well. I sympathize with the impact that COVID has had on so many different lives, but unemployment in Germany is very low. It's continued to be quite low, and that means that employment opportunities are still very positive for anyone looking to study and work within Germany. As a student, you get a post-study work visa, which is really beneficial for you if you're looking for a global career, if you're a global striver, and that's really good as well. I think that the unemployment rate is a key factor in the strength of an economy and its resiliency. So if unemployment increases massively throughout the pandemic, then that's a good indicator that it's not a very stable economy. But Germany, has very established industries within manufacturing, within innovation, and Berlin itself is known as a tech startup. So that means that even if there is a pandemic, even if there is an economic downturn, a lot of people who are innovative, who are entrepreneurs, use these perfect opportunities to start businesses, to grow their own companies, and to create their own revenue streams. So within the 21st century, you'll hear things like people having 2 jobs. There isn't just one job, they're moving into lots of different things. Germany as a country as well has Angela Merkel as its chancellor for the country. She is respected globally across the world, and I think she's done a great job in maintaining, the COVID situation, responding very quickly and very fast. And BSBI is a COVID-free institution, so we have very stringent measures in place to keep, everybody safe, including students and staff and anyone visiting campus. Jackson has nicely gone on to the state of the global economy. So here you can see that there is an impact on the stock markets, because obviously if the pandemic is affecting the economy, there's an impact on the stock market. So all of the organizations that trade globally, not just in one country, but in multiple countries. Now you can see that COVID has impacted certain stock markets more than the others, but COVID has also impacted certain sectors more than others as well. So Germany is, well known for manufacturing into cars. You probably already know that. It's very well known for startups, for technology organizations, and it has quite a few fintech, which is financial services technology organizations as well. So Berlin itself is well positioned to fare the pandemic very well, and hopefully, it will come out stronger, if not better than before. Unfortunately, certain sectors have been impacted more than others. So the restaurant sector, the tourism sector, the travel sector, so obviously flights, international travel has been restricted for many, many reasons. But Berlin, I think, has some great industries, has some great organizations, and itself as a country is very positive as well. So recently Bloomberg did a index study in 2020. They evaluated innovation from a global perspective, looking at countries like Japan, Germany, and Germany was voted #1 for the most innovative nation globally, which means that its residents, the people that live, work there, are the most innovative in terms of they can think of ideas that resonate well within the marketplace. And obviously BSBI is based in Berlin, it's based in that capital and based in that place. And we have a range of programs, which I think I'll come on to talk about, but one of our programs in particular with our accredited partner, it is perfect for anyone looking to start their own business, to become an entrepreneur and to further their career. Thank you, Jackson. Any questions so far?
Oh, a really good summary about why Germany is an attractive place for students to study. I think this is where we'll start our poll, the first poll. Christine, do let us know when the poll is ready for our viewers, and then we will start off. I guess the poll is, give me 1 second.
So you should be able to see the poll on the screen now. So the poll is, do you have worries about studying internationally, or are you confident that Germany and BSBI is handling COVID-19 very well? So this is a great opportunity to get your feedback. We might not discuss the results, but it's just a way to engage and to get your thoughts as a prospective student looking to study in Germany. So please, please vote, and we'll wait a few seconds and then we'll move on. All right, and hopefully you've all voted, hopefully you're still engaged, and we'll probably close that poll now and move on with the presentation.
Yes. So, second, I gotta share my screen.
All right, super. Just while we're doing that poll, I did talk about some of those examples of how Germany dealt with the COVID situation, but I guess this is an opportunity for you to do your own research to understand, as an international student, what might be feasible and possible. And Jackson will just resume the presentation.
Yes. So we'll get back to the presentation. So let's talk about the top 10 skills in demand at top 10 skills in demand in general. Staff, could you walk us through the top 10 skills in demand and what trends in skills do we see companies are likely to adopt by 2022?
So I guess as an international student, you're probably looking at the best course to study in order to further your career, to further your experience, and to further your education. Now, BSBI offers a range of courses ranging from MBAs to undergraduate degrees to postgraduate degrees, specializing in digital marketing, business more generally, but also in social media and other areas, but also finance and investment. So the top 10 skills in demand, I think there's been a pivotal shift in the last 5 years that's been based on hard skills, so being able to do coding, being able to do balance sheets, being able to do some CMS, digital marketing, setting up adverts. But now I think the emphasis is more on soft skills. So as technology is helping us in our daily lives, what we're seeing is that actually the human side of business, there's a more stronger emphasis on the soft skills. So being able to communicate, being able to collaborate, and being able to work well as a team. So as you study at BSBI and as an international student, probably one of the things that you might be nervous about is that international study option, is that ability to put yourself outside of your comfort zone and to challenge yourself. Now, studying internationally means that you're going to be with a diverse student cohort. There is lots of different nationalities available at BSBI. We recruit globally, so you could have students and you could have friends that you meet from, all over the world, including India, Pakistan, Ghana, Nigeria, Europe as well, closer to Germany. Our courses are delivered in English, but lots of your students might speak multiple languages. There might be quite a few different social expectations. So culturally, the differences between those nations, are very vast and different, and being able to work with those different people across those different countries is a really valued skill. Now, employers often say that graduates don't have these basic skills like that communication, like that team working, and that pretty much comes down to, in the slide you'll see now, emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence is understanding yourself, understanding the people that you work with, and how you collaborate with them on a daily basis. Now, obviously, you might say, why would I go to university? I can learn to collaborate. I can learn to develop these team working skills outside of university. I can just go to the shop or go to a pub and have a chat with my friends, and then I'll be, well prepared for the employment market. I guess the reality is that with BSBI, they offer accredited programs, they offer accredited degrees. They give you that foundation knowledge so that you can confidently talk about business subjects like you understand it. And obviously you get to apply those skills in scenarios, in business simulations. So recently, BSBI did an internal competition similar to something like a Dragon's Den, where you think about a business idea, you build it up, you develop it over a few days, and then you present to a panel of experts. So in this case, it was our CEO and also our Chief Academic Officer. You pitch the business idea, so perfect for Berlin. If you're an entrepreneur, you're a tech startup, you want to start up your own business successfully sometime in the future. They then critique it, they then give you questions, they put you under a lot of pressure. And I guess pressure is a key thing when you're working in business. You need to be able to respond accordingly when put under pressure. And that's something that we try to develop at Berlin School of Business and Innovation. So we do give you lots of opportunities for business competitions. We do encourage you to, apply for internships. So we have something called a job teaser, which is a careers portal where you can see lots of jobs that are available to students, to current BSBI students. We do also do something where we have a student council president. So as a postgraduate student or undergraduate student, you could be a student president, which gives you an opportunity to voice feedback about your studies to us as an organization. This obviously gives you an opportunity to be a representative as a student within BSBI. That gives you that management, that confidence, those abilities to communicate with different stakeholders. So that's another example of developing communication skills, but also time management. So, studying a postgraduate degree, studying undergraduate degree is quite challenging. A lot of it is down to your own work. You will have a mixture of classroom teaching, seminars, but a lot of it will be the reading you do outside of those classrooms to develop those skills further. And it might involve signing up to different pieces of software that are free to offer. So Google Analytics, Google Academy, Salesforce, Trailhead are perfect opportunities where you develop your skills in tandem with the undergraduate or postgraduate degrees that you're studying. And that time management that I mentioned a minute ago is very important for a working world. I do lots of things throughout my day. How I prioritize that is down to my time management skills. I need to evaluate what is the best use of my time. And as a student, you will need to do that as well. So will it be completing a coursework? Will it be leaving it to the last minute, the last hour, doing an all-nighter? Maybe, but will that mean that you get the best result, the best mark, if you leave it to the last minute? Maybe you need to do time management in terms of research, studying, making the most of your day to make sure that you get the most out of your university degree. Now, the slide that's showing at the moment, skills in demand, these are the hard, tangible skills that you also need to develop. So if we offer a program in digital marketing, it will give you knowledge about data analytics. And that means that then maybe you understand big data analytics a little bit more. But how a human adds value to an organization is the interpretation, the analysis, and making those recommendations to businesses so that they can succeed. I could be given all of the data in the world. How I understand and interpret that data is something different. So there is technology available like Tableau. There is Salesforce data analysis pieces of software. There's Microsoft Power BI. These are all tools that, if you get to use or explore, obviously they will put you in good stead when you go into interviews and you can say, oh, I've used this and I know what it sort of does. But the ability to understand what the data is telling you to then make recommendations, to make improvements, is something that is really valued from a business, but also from a personal perspective as well. So machine learning, I think, I won't talk forever because this webinar is only limited on time and space, but machine learning, is, I think, quite often misunderstood. People think of robots, they think of AI, they think of, Star Trek and all of these future, things way off in advance. But really machine learning, when you think about an application that is more, closer to home, it could be simply, self-driving cars, which is happening now. It's happening in 2021. It's happening in cities and countries all over the world. And that is where a machine learns what is safe, what a road looks like, what the maximum speed is, how fast they can go. They learn the roads, they understand the maps, and so on and so forth. Now, you can have an area of expertise, and I guess career resiliency and the pandemic, and we'll probably come on to this, but it's about career pivoting. So you might have a specialism in machine learning, or you might have, a real strong interest in the Internet of Things. But in terms of the ability to get a job in an organization that focuses on the Internet of Things, you will probably need to come at it from a business perspective. So, will you be a marketeer working in an organization that focuses on the Internet of Things? Will you be more an account manager? Could you be a product manager? Could you be a sales executive? And I guess the programs that we offer that I'll talk about in a minute, they will give you the experience in some of those different areas. So then you can say, I'm passionate about this, I've got skills in this, and I've got experience in this. And that's how you then prepare to apply yourself and to get a successful career. I'll pause, and I think that's all that I want to say on that slide. Thank you, Jackson. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Some really valuable insights into skills. And that will bring us to the next poll. We want to know from our viewers, what skills are important to you and what skills do you want to acquire and develop if you study at BSBI. So if you could do the next poll. And
you might be a little biased now because I've sort of just talked about this in a little bit more detail, but I guess this poll will give us a really good understanding of why you might be looking to study internationally, what you might be trying to get out of studying internationally and also studying with BSBI. So the academics develop the programs, hopefully to be very specific, hopefully to be very relevant. At BSBI, they do modular feedbacks every semester at the end of each module. So it's a perfect opportunity for you as a student or as a prospective student to say, I really enjoyed that module because X, Y, and Z. And then that then means that they can develop future modules that you might be going on to study or learn that is more geared and more specific to you. So if you want more examples of real case business scenarios, then that's the perfect opportunity to give feedback. Hopefully you've all voted within this poll. Hopefully you've said what you want to gain out of BSBI, and we'll resume back to the PPT in a second.
Let me know when you can see the PowerPoint. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Thank you, Jackson.
Thank you. So now we'll talk about why is an MBA so important, or why is it exciting? So Sab, if you could tell us, how does an MBA help career progress? Like, what trends do we see with companies that companies are likely to adopt by 2022?
Yeah, thank you, Jackson. So on screen now is a report, a news article by the Financial Times, very large organization, very respected, very reputable. Now, I guess BSBI offers a range of programs. The people in this webinar might be looking to study a range of different programs. We offer undergraduate and postgraduate, but we also offer an MBA, but also a DBA as well. An MBA is probably the highest qualification you can get working within business. And an MBA is globally respected, it's globally recognized. So employees will obviously value you over other candidates when you go to interviews. Throughout the MBA, when you choose to study an MBA, the reason it's respected is because it is challenging, is because it develops your confidence, and it gives you the skills to operate confidently within business. So an MBA gives you a broad range of experience across different areas of business. So in order to be a manager or a leader, you will obviously have that specialism, like marketing. You could be a CMO, but our CMO within BSBI and Global University Systems, he understands financial aspects as well. So when it comes to marketing, you need to often talk about ROI, and these abbreviations you will learn when you study. You might have heard about them as well. ROI is return on investment. Now, a chief financial officer, all he'll want to know is, are we getting good ROI? A marketing person might not really focus on that much. They'll probably think about the other metrics like click-through rates or impression or cost per lead, those sort of metrics. But an MBA gives you that broad understanding across lots of different areas of business so that you can move into those management areas. You have the context to make business decisions within your department and be able to work collaboratively with other stakeholders. So I mentioned one of those most valued skills in 2022 and beyond is that collaboration part and element, because technology will remove lots of the physical hard aspects. The good thing is that an MBA will give you an understanding across those different areas of remit. So that's really what I wanted to touch upon. An MBA is just very well respected. It will give you the confidence, and obviously it will put you ahead of other candidates potentially applying for the same job. And you can see that MBA candidates, they work in a whole range of industries. So if you have experience working in banking, in finance, in IT, in healthcare, and e-commerce, an MBA is relevant to all of those industries. So it gives you the opportunity to, if you work within consultancy, you want to move to finance, it gives you that confidence and gives you that ability to pivot or career change or whatever we want to call it. Thank you.
We have heard from Sab to our viewers. We've heard from Sab the reasons why an MBA is attractive. It's a good degree to embark on. We want to know from you, this is where we bring in the next poll. We want to know why you are choosing to do an undergraduate or postgraduate degree qualification. So if you could share your answers with us. You should be able to see the poll now. So we've got different options listed there. One is about student experience, another one is to develop your knowledge in a subject area, another one is to broaden your knowledge in the subject area. Then Germany as a destination and career appeals to you, and the final one is for you to grow as a person. So we've got 5 different options there. And if you could share your answers with us. Good. I think we should all have had the opportunity to do the poll. Slowly move on to the next slide. The top answer we have received is grow as a person. This is good to know. Let's go into the next slide.
Cool, thank you, Jackson. I think we're now going to talk about some of our programs and partners that we work with at BSBI. So we work with 3 different accrediting awarding partners, a UK-based university called University for the Creative Arts, Uni Netto, which is an Italian university, and then we finally work with an American university called Concordia University of Chicago. They all offer different programs across a range of undergraduate and postgraduate areas. I mentioned we do offer lots of different programs in different subject areas. So if a global MBA is for you, then we've got a few to offer. We've got a business management undergraduate degree offered by University for the Creative Arts. So then this is an opportunity, you know, if you don't know exactly what you want to do just yet, business management at a BSc undergraduate level will give you a taster of lots of different modules, lots of different areas of business. And then you can, you know, pick and choose. So your first year will give you that general experience. Second year, obviously then give you the opportunity to specialize, pick modules that are of greater interest to you. And then after your bachelor's, you can think about going into the workplace. You can use that work study visa, and you can think about maybe do a postgraduate qualification as well. So on the screen now is the range of portfolios. I'll then move on to the University for the Creative Arts. This is one of our newest partnerships. It's one that we're very, very proud about. The great thing about the University for the Creative Arts is that it is very established. It's a UK-based university, been running for over 160 years. The Teaching Excellence Framework has indicated that UCA is a gold TEF institution. Now that is a hallmark standard for the quality of teaching as well. So your lecturers, your academic people will be teaching you 21st century relevant material, and the standard of their teaching, how they communicate to you, how they teach you, how they give you feedback, how they deliver seminar sessions is going to be the best of the best. The UK is well known for having good education. Now, the great thing about UCA, University for the Creative Arts, is that it's been ranked 7th by the Guardian Times League tables in 2021, and that's for business management and marketing as a subject area. So you can see the courses they offer are within business management and marketing. So any program that you pick to potentially study with the University for the Creative Arts is going to mean that they are very competitive across the UK market. And then if you needed another reason to study a UCA program, is they're ranked 13th out of all UK universities in the Guardian League table for 2020. So amazing programs, amazing teaching, and very established as an organisation. Thank you, Jackson. I'm going to now go on to talk about Concordia University. So a partner that we offer 2 programs with, so the MBA and the Innovation and Entrepreneurship. So the latter program that I talked about is very specific to budding entrepreneurs, to people who are specifically going to Berlin to study in Germany, to be an entrepreneur, to be a game changer, to, you know, try lots of exciting new different things. Concordia University is an American university, as I mentioned. It's been running for over 150 years. So again, it's very established, it's very respected. And that means that the quality of the program, the delivery, the evaluation that it goes under is stringent. So the quality is very good. And then finally, I'm going to talk about our Italian partner, Uni Netto. We offer 2 programs, both at postgraduate level. First one is a DBA, so this is very niche. This is the most highest qualification on offer, Doctorate of Business Administration. This is mainly research led. So if you're very, very, very passionate about a specific subject, the DBA is a great opportunity for you to put a thesis together, a proposal together, and to do lots of self-study and learning to really find out the answers to your area of interest. And then the MSc in International Health Management is another program that they offer. Now this is very specific again. Health as an industry is going through a huge amount of transformation at the moment. The pandemic, I think, has just showcased health industry as an area of interest and concern. There's countries all over the world that focus on health. There's lots of health startups, being created on a daily basis. So coming back to robots, coming back to Star Trek, think about bionic arms, think about organ transplants, think about how there is global health issues like amnesia or Alzheimer's or anything like that. Health industries and health startups are obviously going to be key because we've got an aging population across the world. People are now living much, much longer. So healthcare and the health sector is becoming more and more important. And as people become, wealthier, and when they come from wealthy organizations, they're going to be very concerned about their healthcare, and the private healthcare industry is exploding. So the MSc in International Health Management is very specific to anyone interested in the health sector. Thank you, Jackson.
The next slide is about the hashtag BSBI Learning Never Stops. Zap, can you tell us a bit more about this hashtag BSBI Learning Never Stops?
Yeah, so I guess BSBI Learning Never Stops alludes to the fact that BSBI gives you lots of opportunities to learn during the classroom, but also outside of the classroom. I talked about those business competitions. We also have, an established career service where we do business visits. We get, industry business leaders come in and do talks, they do presentations, they talk about what they do, within the workplace and on a daily basis. So you can understand what reality is like for somebody working in marketing. A lot of people think marketing is, very creative. And in some cases it is. You do write copy, you do try to think of creative ideas, you do think about these outdoor advertising campaigns that you see across the world when you go to big shopping centers. But a lot of it is data driven. So there's lots of opportunities to learn at BSBI that isn't just within the classroom. So another example is something that we do a few times a year called our student magazine. It's called Pioneer. It's a great opportunity for students to submit articles. They submit news stories, and they're almost like an editor, almost like a writer, and it's great for their portfolio to talk about different experiences, opportunities available to them.
Sam. The next slide, we'll be talking about BSBI is more than just a business school. Sam, could you tell us some of the things that BSBI does for students outside of the curriculum? You've already mentioned the student magazine, a few more that I mentioned here. Hello? Sam, can you hear us? Sam, hello?
Hello?
Can you hear us? To our viewers out there who are viewing, I think there's a slight technical issue at the moment. Let's see if we can recover from this, but if not, then I will just talk a little bit about this. So there are different career services at BSBI. You've got CV workshops, you've got career guidance, you've got interview coaching. So if you have got an interview opportunity and you want to prepare for it, BSBI Career Services offers this as part of the services. Job application support. So if you want to write your CV and you're unsure about if it's correct, if you want to have it proofread by someone, or if you want to get some guidance and advice from someone, BSBI offers this as well from the career service. You've got company visits. So there are what do you call it, field trips to different companies to get an insight into how the company works. So that while you study, you also have a little bit of background information of the real world out there with the companies. You have job teaser boards, you have guest speaker events where people from industry come and give you guest talk about their work experience, what they look for in a person when they hire somebody in a company. So really a lot of exposure, and also it's a perfect networking opportunity for you and your peers.
I'm in the middle of doing a live event.
Hello, Sam?
Hello?
Sam, we can hear you now. Sam?
All right, I think my internet's back.
Sam, we can hear you. We can hear you. Sam?
All right, cool.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you, yeah.
Yes, Sam,
I can hear you. You there?
Yes, we're there. We can hear you. We literally just touched base on the career service a little bit. If you could tell us a bit more about the Cafe Scientific and Dragon's Den, that would be great. Sab?
Hello?
Yes, Sab, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah. Thanks, Jackson. Don't know, my internet's a little bit slow.
Yes. So I think the internet, yes, we're having again some technical issues, but there are a few more things at BSBI. As you can see, there's a student council, student presidents, where you can participate and be part of. But because of the time constraints, we move on to the next slide, which is again about application, accommodation service, and visa support. Because of a limited time, we'll have to move on to the Q&A session. But all of this information you can find on our website and also get in touch with our program consultants. But the link and the emails you can find at the end of this webinar. So let's go on to the Q&A session and see what questions you have sent us. Do send us any questions that you have. We are happy to answer them for you. We are waiting for your questions. So I'm looking at the chat room. So our first question is, Sab, can you hear us? Sab?
Yeah.
Yes. Our first question is, does MBA really help me to get promoted?
I guess, yes, it should help you in theory. An MBA is a respected qualification. You need to pick an organization that has those accreditations, that has those, industry rankings. So University for the Creative Arts is accredited, it is established, and it has got the quality of teaching, and it is a well-recognized university in the UK, but also globally as well. I guess it depends, what your career looks like. Are you looking to come to Germany to stay in Germany to work? Are you looking to study the MBA and then return to your own home country to then keep working for the same organization? I think quite often, if you want to progress in your career, sometimes you need to learn as much as possible and then maybe move laterally or move into a different organization. So my career has been quite varied. So I started in a small organization, less than 10 people. Then I went to a slightly bigger organization, 40, 50 people. And then I went to work for a public sector organization, quite old fashioned. Then I went to work for a housing association, a charity. Then I went to work for Thomson Reuters, so a corporate organization, very, very big in Canary Wharf in London. And then I finally moved to Global University Systems and BSBI. Now, some of those promotions have happened within the same organization, but in order to progress my career, I developed the confidence and skills in one workplace. I then, took learning opportunities. So the MBA will give you lots of learning opportunities. So you'll be able to do business competitions. You'll be able to learn, hard skills like Trailhead. You'll be able to learn about software that businesses use in other organizations. Quite often, if you work in one organization, you're only really limited to learn and to understand what your business uses. But if you work and study an MBA, you obviously learn from all of the other students that are studying the MBA as well. So you'll learn, what they're doing, and then you'll understand what is best practice in marketing, what is best practice in business. And an MBA will give you that awareness and hopefully that confidence. So you'll be able to do a lot more public speaking, a lot more presentation. It also depends, I guess, you as an individual asking this question, will an MBA help you, get a promotion? I guess it's about evaluating your own personal development plan. So you might have a huge amount of confidence in one area of business. You might be great at public speaking, but you might not be so good at understanding data, understanding numbers. So it's, doing your own internal SWOT analysis. So what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and seeing and asking yourself, really will an MBA develop those skills that you need to develop in order to get a promotion? If it is learning English and being more confident at speaking in English, and you want to work for an organization that operates internationally and operates within English as a main language, obviously BSBI teaches everything in English. Germany, is a very English-speaking organization country. It also speaks German as well, so learning multiple languages might give you that opportunity to get that promotion. You might be able to move into a different department that has those needs and has those requirements to become a manager that can speak multiple languages. So hopefully that answers your question.
We'll go on to 2 more questions quickly, and for all the others, we'll get back to you with the answers personally. So the next question is, does BSBI offer scholarships for the courses?
So BSBI offers partial scholarships. You apply for these. They're usually based upon your application. They're usually based upon your personal statements, your letters of motivation, your intent to study, why you're looking to study, what you aim to get out of BSBI. In terms of, if and why you ask that question, if it comes down to financial aspects and financial means, is the reason you want to know about a scholarship. BSBI also offers a flexible payment plan. So you only need to pay, you can spread it out over monthly payments throughout the year of each individual year of study. So if it's financial reasons why you want to know about a scholarship, then we do offer flexible payment plans, and you can work part-time whilst you're in Berlin as well. So you can get a part-time job that might help fund your studies to study in Germany, to study with BSBI. In terms of flexible payment plan, we offer that. We offer a partial scholarship. We also offer quite a few different promotions or discounts and incentives that way. So we usually talk about them. They're usually promoted on our websites, within our advertising. So make sure you have a look. If you've inquired, maybe you follow up with our education advisors, ask them, what is available to help me fund my studies, and they can talk to you about those options available.
Sab, and our final question is, what opportunities can I expect in Berlin after completing a master's degree in digital marketing?
So that's a pretty broad question. I could answer in lots of different ways. I guess Berlin is a big city. The unemployment rate is very low. There's lots of startup organizations. If you developed your experience and skills and confidence within digital marketing, that's putting you in a good position to move on the journey that Berlin is going through as a startup technology center. Lots of startups, lots of businesses looking to advance their digital marketing skills, and having your confidence within that realm will put you in a good position to apply for lots of these different jobs. Now, BSBI has a career center. It has the job teaser that I talked about. So any new jobs that will be posted, and job teaser has partnerships with hundreds of employers all across Germany. So you'll be able to see the latest jobs. There's lots of organizations and head offices based in Berlin as well. So go away and do your research. There's probably a Google offices, there's probably a Facebook office. There's lots of other organizations like Zalando, there's Wayfair. Lots of these organizations come into BSBI to deliver talks. We have those relationships with some of those organizations. And we will obviously tell you about internships, upcoming jobs, and we'll prepare you for when you graduate and leave BSBI.
From us, we have come to an end of this webinar. Sab, thank you for sharing your expertise and insights with us. It's been a pleasure to have you here. And
all right, thank you, Jackson. Thank you, everyone.
And to our viewers, thank you for joining us today. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our social media channels. You can find them here on the PowerPoint presentation, and we'll continue to bring you amazing content about BSBI. So do follow, like, and share to our channels. And thank you for joining us today. We hope you have enjoyed this webinar. Thank you and goodbye.